Gove isn't on many maps. It's a small mining concession in the Aboriginal-owned region of Arnhem Land, and it feels unfeasibly remote. It's taken 6 separate flights to get here from England, and there's still one more to go before I reach my final destination, the tiny Aboriginal community of Gapuwiak. Already I'm feeling out of my depth in the heat, the dust, and the emptiness. I've come to meet the people who've inhabited the planet longer than anyone else, to try and find out about their beliefs. What are songlines? Why is land sacred? And what happens when we die? But at the moment, there's no guarantee they'll even speak to me. The beaches that fringe the coast are no-go areas because the ocean is infested with saltwater crocodiles. In the wet season, they make their way inland up the rivers. The wet season began a couple of weeks ago. It just hasn't rained yet.
We're just coming up past the edge of Arnhem Bay now.
So all of this area is Aboriginal land?
This is all Aboriginal land.
I wonder how they'll react to us. I mean, we don't really know what to expect.
They'll be as interested in you as you are in them.
Yeah. Our visit's been complicated by a death in Gapuwiak. The funeral ceremonies involve secret rituals, so our invitation to film in the town has been withdrawn. Instead, we're to go bush in the company of 6 local men. Whether they'll be prepared to discuss their spiritual beliefs, I've absolutely no idea. At first, there's not much communication. And then, the long-awaited rainy season begins. Suddenly, the group's head man, Bungana, wants to open up and talk. Unfortunately, he wants to do it in the river. Everyone told me, don't go in the water at the top end. They said there'd be crocodiles. What's that?
It's just on a leaf, mate. Now, the crocodiles here are mean, all right, but see, they come in certain weather. Like the wet season, the really wet season?
The wet season?
Yeah. Now this is just the beginning of it, you know?
Oh, it's the beginning of it?
Yeah. So when you...
So they probably won't be here. Crocodile man, I think.
Yeah.
I was told Aborigines have a good sense of humour, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about what's happening in town? Why we can't go in there, really?
Well, at the moment there's a death there, they got a funeral. I didn't want you guys to walk around.
Yeah.
Because in the Aboriginal way, the eldest breed hasn't been removed yet. There's still a few more cleansing ceremonies that are to take place.
Because the death was, what, 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He died 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, the coffin only got here last Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
Anthropologists estimate that Aboriginal culture is at least 50,000 years old. Some of their songlines tell of people walking to Indonesia before the continents separated. I was hoping to learn more about the songlines, but first we had to make camp for the night. And before we made camp, we had to make fire.
See how it's still dry inside?
Yeah, it's very dry.
So, after rain...
You just take the outside layer off.
Yeah.
I sensed I was on the verge of learning something elemental, something that these people had been doing for thousands of years. I was about to learn how to rub 2 sticks together and make fire, wasn't I?
Have you got a light, Pete?
I don't know if it was intentional, but Bungana's message was clear to me. Don't make assumptions about the kind of people we are. Very sandy, this place to camp. It's like sand off a beach.
Yeah.
Would this be good to sleep on? No scorpions? Not very comfortable, is it? Oh, sod it, I'm just going to sit here. The people sleep where they want.
I might put up my traditional house here, eh, Pete?
Your traditional hut?
Yeah.
Let's see it. What you got? Oh. Look at this.
It's a traditional hut.
He's got a bloody tent. I was told we're going to sleep out bush in the traditional way.
This is traditional, what are you talking about?
So I sleep in the open air and you sleep in here? You know something that I don't you? I'm not convinced by this. This is a very ugly development as far as I'm concerned.
Trust me.
Trust you? It's all right to say that. You're going to be inside the tent. I'm going to be out here with the thunderstorm and the scorpions. What's the other thing? Centipedes? Millipedes? They bite?
And they don't bite.
You're lying to me now. I know they bite.
No. You'll be right.
Where did you get the tent from?
A lady gave it to me. An anthropology.
Anthropologist?
Whenever I'm going bush, I use it.
Hang on, so anthropologists come here to study you and then they give you Western tents, which changes the way you are. Anthropologists shouldn't be doing that, should they?
Yeah, but a tent won't change who I am. See?
No. Well, let me have it then.
Hold it up, hold it up.
Bloody anthropologists.
Gala.
So, how many anthropologists does it take to put up a tent? None, I suppose. They let the indigenous person put the tent up and the other 6 anthropologists all sit round writing award-winning theses on it. It's going to be dawn before we get this up, Bangana.
I'm getting something wrong here.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
I got my little traditional hat.
Turn it round. Okay. Now, you sure you'll be comfortable enough, Bangana?
Oh, no, it is.
Do you want the continental breakfast or the cooked? I'll just be over here in the dirt if you want me anyway.
There, see it?
Yes, I see. Nice.
And you're not alone.
You're never alone with a thunderstorm.
Rain, go away, come again another day.
It's going to be a long night. As the storm clouds gathered, Russell prepared kava, a narcotic drink made from a root that's been imported from the South Pacific Islands in recent years as a less harmful alternative to alcohol. It makes you convivial, then pensive, then fall asleep. And as a bonus, it also makes your lips and mouth go numb. Are there missionaries in the town?
Used to be before. And there are Christian people, young people here too, you know?
Yeah.
There are a lot of Aboriginal people becoming really Christians now, you know? And it's becoming a problem. They're saying that when you become a Christian, you forget about everything.
Yeah, it's all paganism and it's all the wrong
Yeah,
path.
that's witch doctor and all that, you know?
Yeah. Someone told me that a didgeridoo isn't really called a didgeridoo. You call it a yaki?
Iraqi.
Iraqi. That's your word for it?
Yep.
So where does the word didgeridoo come from?
I don't know, somebody made it up. Some white people or some...
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Iraqi is the real word, mate. You are only called a Iraqi player when you've played the Iraqi during a ceremony. When people are dancing and people are singing. You know, it's like a test. You're gonna have to go through the test.
Has Douglas done that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did he.
All right. You say you're going to sing a songline for me tomorrow, but I've heard about songlines, but I still don't really understand what it means.
Songlines are a key thing to the Aboriginal world, you know, because songlines really is it's like just telling stories, only putting tune in it, you know? But it's just telling stories about a particular place and everything that flies around it, walks around it, and everything that happens on that place.
And everything that happened there in ancient times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they can help you find your way
Yep.
from one place to another.
Yep. Yep. Because after you sing about the country, it's sort of pictured in your mind, and you know what countries you talk about.
So you could walk these 12 countries here that this river goes through. You could walk all that country. You know that from memory, even if you haven't been there.
Yep. Yep. All in memory.
Do the songlines have a spiritual meaning?
Our spirit comes from the land. So when we sing about a land, our spirit goes back to that land and makes us a part of that land. Through sacred objects, sacred elements.
What sacred objects? What kind of things? Can you tell me?
No, I can't. I can't.
How many thousands of years do they think your people have been in Arnhem Land?
Who thinks?
People. How long do you think you've been here?
Put this way too long.
Miraculously, the night didn't bring rain. But what it did bring was much worse. The next morning, we were all agreed. The spider, when it came, had been enormous, like a fistful of pipe cleaners. It's just after dawn. I hadn't slept a wink all night. Just after everyone lay down for the night, one of the guys shrieked and they found the most enormous hairy spider. And I thought, oh, that'll just be me panicking. And all the Aboriginal guys all shrieked and screamed, ran around in circles, waving their arms. One of them ran through Bungana's tent and knocked it over. It was outrageous. Oh look, my neighbours are waking up. In a climate as harsh as this, the first hour of daylight is a delight. In a little while, the bright light and hot air will assault you. But for now, everything is muted and soft, and nature, for once, seems less than malevolent. Not that I knew much about it. I woke to find that Bungana had been out and caught breakfast, a distressed-looking bird called a jabberoo. It didn't stay distressed for long. Because of the climate, if a wild animal is caught, it's not killed immediately, but kept alive until mealtime. So the one we saw at the Billabong yesterday?
Yeah, same one.
Well, you went back to the Billabong for him?
Yeah. I thought I was going to see some kangaroos down there, you know, having a drink in the morning, but I found this. A bird. Good eating, though. Still good eating.
Yeah? Lumps were taken from termite mounds to make hot coals. I recalled reading somewhere that every Aboriginal has a totem or spirit animal that's sacred to them. They may once have walked the earth as this animal, and after death may become one again. I'd also read that you may not eat your totem. Could that bird be someone's spirit animal?
Yeah. The Dua people. The Dua people sing about this bird.
So if that was your totem animal, you wouldn't be able to eat it?
Oh, yeah.
You could eat it,
Yeah.
but you can't eat turtle, can you? If your animal is turtle, are you allowed to eat it?
Yeah.
You are?
Yep.
Eat anything?
Eat anything.
So, don't believe everything you read then. Though all the men know how to survive in the bush and live off the land, Russell is in a class of his own. It turns out he's only come into Gapawiak for the funeral. He lives way out in the hinterland, where the skills of the hunter-gatherer are still what keeps body and soul together. The cardboard keeps the sand off the bird, or at least some of the sand. 25 minutes and it'll be done. If you come from such a different culture and environment, then it's not easy watching breakfast being killed with a log right in front of you. But Aborigines believe that if an edible creature presents itself to you by coming within range, then it's an offering you must accept.
It's a feral lizard. We call it a mawa. Good bush tiger too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Bungana tries, but soon makes way for the expert.
Ya kabut pakaian wal ngai kemulki.
Yeah, okay, what's broken over there?
Electrical boarding.
It's broken very well. Good broken. Come on, this Peter. Mawa.
Mawa. Starter.
Manmak?
Well, I'll reserve judgment on that. Wait and see what it tastes like.
Kana temen ni?
Jangan potong.
I realise that no one's mentioned the songline since last night. Perhaps it's not going to happen. We're out of food, so for all I know, we might just spend the day killing things. I suppress a very Western urge to ask what the schedule is, because I've learned enough by now to know the question will have no meaning. So, when the rain stops, we have a few bowls of kava instead.
Gives us a mellow feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might cut yourself on this.
You right?
Yeah. Just sort of sent a little shiver up my back, you know?
Yeah, but too many people are drinking it too much, you know?
Yeah.
Which is sad, really, to see, because it's also affecting Aboriginal culture.
Do you still initiate young people
Yeah.
in traditional ways?
Yeah. We put on a sacred painting that identifies the kid. You know, like, it's identification, you know? And with that painting on, it means the next day, the kid has to be circumcised.
And how do you do that?
Nowadays, we use razors. He knows how to.
So you use
How many boys have you done?
Just one.
Yeah, just one.
Oh, you're just on one.
Not quite a doctor.
You're not quite yet a doctor.
And then suddenly, the songline happens. The weather clears, and Bungana takes me to a river that, according to tradition, is the setting for the story that's to be depicted. This is the Devil's Songline. There are said to be 12 devils in this part of Arnhem Land. These aren't evil devils, as in Christian terminology, but rather spirit beings. The songline tells how, when someone dies, their spirit must go on a journey back to their own country. When this happens, the devils communicate to each other with Iraqis.
What do you believe happens to us when we die?
To us?
Yeah.
Well, to us Aboriginal people in the Yolngu philosophy, when a Yolngu dies, his or her spirit goes back to their country, their land. When I die, I'd be buried at Kapoyak, but my spirit, my soul goes back to Gangan, my father's country. I might go back to the land in a different form, image, you know. I might turn back into my totem and go back there.
As a turtle?
Yeah.
So your spirit will inhabit that land forever?
Yeah.
I'd come to find out about their spiritual beliefs, but out here, people don't so much believe as belong. Bungana and his clan have no doubts as to where they come from or where they'll go when they die. This place belongs to them, and they are part of it. It's not something you can come and be part of, because you belong in your own place. And remember, just because a man has a tent, it doesn't change who he is.
Thanks for letting me come here.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Come back next time, we might do another subject.
Okay.
And next time, Pete will be doing some California dreaming at the same time, 7:30.
One in 12.